The 2023 NBA offseason is over, and it's been one hell of a ride. Of course, every team made moves, got new players, and got rid of some, but some handled their business superbly, and others, not quite as much. Who have been the winners, and who have been the losers from this offseason? Be sure to stick around to find out just before you go making any ballsy predictions for the new season. Let's get right into it then, starting with winners, San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs finished last season as 5th in the Southwest and have just come off their 4th consecutive season without making the playoffs. And keeping it real, that's really bad. But old man Popovich definitely has something to be happy about after this offseason. We mean, dude just signed an $80 million 5-year extension, so of course he's happy. For real though, when you come into a new season with the best NBA prospect since LeBron James on your roster, there's no freaking way you haven't won. The rest of the roster definitely isn't all that, but here's the thing. Victor Wembanyama coming in as the number 1 pick gives the very youthful team the focal point they've needed for years now. The youthful likes of Trey Jones, Julian Champagnie, Dominic Barlow, and the 44th draft pick, Sidi Sissoko, are all dudes dying to get a chance to impress. They also brought in some relatively older dudes like Cedi Osman from the Cavs, Reggie Bullock from the Mavericks, and Georgian baller Sandro Mamukelashvili. And their only loss? Keita Bates-Diop, which is hardly a loss if we're being honest. Individually, that roster won't get much done. But with Wemby leading them on the floor and a well-experienced coach like Popovich on the sidelines, the San Antonio Spurs are in a better position now than they were at the end of last season. The same can't be said for this next team. In fact, it's the complete opposite. Losers, Los Angeles Clippers. To put it simply, the LA Clippers have never won a championship in franchise history, and with what they've achieved this offseason, which is nothing, they sure won't be winning one in the new season. These guys' only major move this offseason was Russell Westbrook getting re-signed on a $7.8 million over 2-year deal. And the only reason the 9-time All-Star even got this deal was the glimpses of his 2017 self he showed during his excellent playoff run last season. Other than Westbrook, the Clippers have only managed to get Kenyon Martin Jr. in a trade with the Houston Rockets, re-signed Moussa Diabate, who? And a Mason Plumlee, who hasn't had a top season since his rookie year in 2014, and signed Josh Primo as a free agent. That's a dude who somehow became a free agent at age 20, so yeah, that says a lot. Lob City also managed to mess up their draft picks, which would have been the best part of their offseason. Surrendering Luke Kennard and a number 20 pick to Houston for Eric Gordon wasn't the best decision, but it could have worked out. Only that the Clippers would then waive Gordon, seeing him end up with the Phoenix Suns. That's just crazy math, don't you think? Maybe 30th draft pick Kobe Brown can bring in some much needed magic. Maybe. But should Clippers fans expect magic from 2nd round pick Jordan Miller? Again, who? We wouldn't count on it. Given that they don't seem keen on honoring James Harden's push to come to LA, it seems the Clippers are going into the new season once again hoping Kawhi Leonard and Paul George can make it through the postseason without twisting both their ankles or something. The Clippers might not have had such an abysmal offseason, but they're the only team in Los Angeles who didn't get it right. Winners, Los Angeles Lakers. It looks to us like the Lakers have taken getting swept away by the Nuggets in last season's conference finals, and that's what we love to see. The first order of business for the Lakers was bringing back the majority of the team that clicked toward the end of last season. As a result, Anthony Davis and James Vanderbilt both got well-deserved lucrative contract extensions. Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell also got re-signed, and the Lakers recorded one of the biggest steals in modern-day basketball by getting Austin Reeves to sign for 4 years, $56 million. Dude could legitimately get a $100 million offer sheet from any cap space team of his choice after the hell of a last season he put up. The Lakers' 17th round pick, Jalen Hood-Schifino, is one to look out for coming into the league as a 5-star shooting guard and the 2023 Big Ten Freshman of the Year from Indiana. Having also added Pepperdine's Maxwell Lewis with the 40th draft pick, the Lakers have pretty much replaced Dennis Schroeder, who signed with the Raptors, and Lonnie Walker IV, who signed with the Nets. But the Lakers aren't done just yet. They've also added the likes of Gabe Vincent, Christian Wood, Taurean Prince, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, Colin Castleton, Alex Fudge, and Demoy Hodge all as free agents. Sure, they've had to part with Malik Beasley, Troy Brown Jr., Mo Bamba, Wenyen Gabriel, Cole Swider, and Shaquille Harrison. but the Lakers still have the potential to make in-season deals to bolster their championship chances. Definitely a very strong offseason. Turns out, not every team knows how to finesse that free agent market though, because this next team went in and has come out weak. Losers, Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers have not had a noisy summer in a while now, but this offseason is particularly underwhelming. Bringing in a bunch of no-name free agents like Mo Bamba, Danny Green, Javonte Smart, Filip Petrusev, Ricky Council, Terquavion Smith, Azuolas Tubelis, Kelly Oubre Jr., and Patrick Beverley, all on one-year deals, definitely doesn't scream ambition. But it gets worse. The Sixers ended up going into the draft and coming out the same way, empty-handed, having traded their first-round pick to the Nets to get James Harden last summer and forfeiting their second-rounder as penalty for irregularities in their acquisition of PJ Tucker and Daniel House last summer. So the Sixers lost what little draft capital they had to get Harden, only for him to force an exit just a year in. To add to Philly's list of woes, they've lost vital team members, Shake Milton and George Niang, to the Timberwolves and Cavaliers respectively. The impact of this becomes more profound, seeing that they've also added no shooting outside of the aging Green. They do have 3 backup centers, but it's hard to count the recently re-signed Montrezl Harrell, seeing he has a torn ACL and meniscus, meaning the only good pen to paper the Sixers got the whole summer is Paul Reed re-signing for 3 years. Dear Sixers, it's not looking good. Some 850 miles away though, things are looking really, really good. Winners, Milwaukee Bucks. Where do we start, man? Forget whatever disappointments they had in last year's playoffs. The Bucks are going into the new season as the undisputed Eastern Conference favorites. I'm not gonna lie, getting both Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez to re-sign, despite the Rockets thirsting after Lopez, is a win in itself. If you followed UConn's recent NCAA triumph, you'd know how much of a steal Andre Jackson Jr. could turn out to be. And given Jay Crowder and Giannis Antetokounmpo both re-signed, the Bucks' other recruit from draft night, Chris Livingston, has more than enough room to improve in the power forward role. Robin Lopez, Cameron Payne, Malik Beasley, Ty Washington, Jason Gortman, and Omari Moore all come into the team as free agents. But the elephant in the room, and perhaps the most blockbuster trade of the summer, is Damian Lillard coming into an already balanced Bucks team. One of the game's best ever three-point shooters partnering with Giannis for limitless range and playmaking skills to boot, you can just tell these guys are about to tear up the East, if not the entire league. It's an offensive duo that was just meant to be. There's the obvious departure of Jrue Holiday to conference rivals Boston, which leaves a hole in Milwaukee's defense. But getting to keep Lopez means they have someone to fill in while new head coach Adrian Griffin perfects this exciting puzzle. If the Bucks are the biggest winners for this offseason, it's only right we end with the worst losers. Losers, Miami Heat. Given they just got to the NBA Finals, it seems a bit harsh to call the Heat the biggest losers at first glance. But when you think of the heights this team could have soared to with the right moves this summer, it's disappointing for even non-Miami fans. Yeah, they got Kevin Love, Jamal Cain, and Orlando Robinson to re-sign, but Orlando is on assignment in the G League, and Love and Cain hardly played a part in the Heat's run to the finals last season. Missing out on both Damian Lillard and Jrue Holiday to two conference rivals is just sad. It's even worse when you think of the fact that Dame, a 7-time All-Star and member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team, was rumored to only want a move to Miami. Let's leave the what-ifs though and look at the what was. The Heat have also lost not one but 2 of their conference starters and probably the most pivotal members of their backcourt in Max Strus and Gabe Vincent. They probably won't feel like losing the likes of Victor Oladipo and Cody Zeller, but Strus and Gabe? How does Pat Riley plan on recovering from that? The only positive for the Heat is drafting the exciting Jaime Jaquez Jr., but we won't bet on it, given that Miami doesn't have a great track record of rookies making a mark. We don't mind Riley, Eric Spoelstra, Bam Adebayo, and Jimmy Butler proving us wrong again, but as far as off-seasons go, the Miami Heat really messed this one up. What team do you think will defy the odds? Are there other teams you think should make our list? Let us know in the comment section, and enjoy our other videos.